little from side to side. Get the hips grounded and planted. Go ahead and bring your hands to the top of your knees. Stretch up through the crown. Close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, just begin to deeply connect with the body. What do you feel? Can you feel any tightness along the spine? Can you find any kinks as you root down through the sit bones and grow up through the crown? Scan the spine. Relax the shoulders. Breathe deeply into any tension. And gently allowing the eyes to open. We'll start off slowly as we're just getting back into a yoga practice. Go ahead and grab your knees. Begin to rotate the spine through the pelvis as if you're scooping around a bowl with a spoon. Begin to gradually make your circles a little bit bigger. And taking the other direction, you can start off a little bit smaller as you feel where you're at. Begin to make them a little bigger. Connect your breath to the movements. And coming to neutral spine, we're just going to come to a seated cat-cow. Chest comes forward, and then rounding back, tucking the chin. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, back, rounding the spine. A few more times, opening up through the shoulder blades and the back of the neck. On your next inhale, coming back to neutral spine, go ahead and relax the arms and hands. We're just going to drop the chin into the chest. Breathe into the back of the neck, maybe through the back of the shoulders. Keep the spine nice and straight. Inhale the head back up to center, and then gently look up on your exhale. Open through the throat, the front of the neck. Inhale back to center. Starting off slow, just dropping one ear to one shoulder. Taking a couple breaths here. Maybe you take, if you dropped your ear towards the left, take your right hand out and point it towards the ground, deepening the stretch a little bit. And inhale back to center, replacing the hand. Exhale, opposite ear, opposite shoulder. And then the hand comes out in the opposite direction of the tilt. Breathing into the side of the neck. And on your next inhale, come to center. Let's start with just some half circles. So just from ear to ear, dropping the chin forward. And if it feels comfortable for you today, maybe you take a few full rotations, nice and slow. Maybe you pause on any exceptionally tight areas. for an extra moment. And then come the other direction. Coming back up to center. Nice work. Take your legs out long. Draw the toes back towards the nose. Inhale, straight spine. Maybe you grab your strap around the balls of the foot. Maybe you don't. And exhale, beginning to bring that chest towards the thighs. Only go as far as you can while keeping that spine nice and straight. Just waking the body back up. It's been a minute since I've stretched. If it's been a minute since you've stretched, then be gentle with yourself. Take the time to open back up. Don't worry, it won't be like starting from scratch. Your body will bounce back quickly. Draw one foot in towards the thigh. And again, chest towards that straight leg. See if you can square the shoulders off, parallel to one another. Keep drawing that chest in. Keep flexing those toes back towards the nose. Press the thigh towards the ground. And inhale up to center. Switching sides. Giving each leg a little bit of its own love, its own time and space to be stretched, starting with that straight spine and exhale, folding. And just breathing into any spaces you may feel it. You may feel it in more places today than maybe last time you did this. Just observing that, taking note. Maybe it's the back of the hip. Maybe it's into the backside body. Maybe it's all down the back of the leg. Maybe it's just the calf. Whatever it is, feeling into that. One more breath. And releasing the strap, putting it to the side. And as you're ready, make your way on to your hands and knees. Continuing to open up the spine, just a little more. Spread those fingers, all 10 fingers spread apart, but all 5 fingers on each hand spread away from one another. Nice wide base. Press into all 4 corners of the palm. Roll your elbows in and the inner crux of your arm out. Pointing forward. With those nice strong arms, press into the hands as if you could push the shoulder blades or the spine up through the shoulder blades. Knees are hips distance apart. From this activated space, go ahead and drop the belly, crown, and tailbone come up. On an inhale, exhale, press back, rounding the spine. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Get the hips and tailbone into this. Stretch that lower back all the way through the neck. Make a few circles forwards and backwards as you go. The other direction, breathing, releasing some tension, finding any little locked up knots in your spine. Return to center, taking a little twist and shoulder stretch, right arm up. Exhale, threading it under the left armpit. Right shoulder comes to the mat. Side of the head and cheek come to the mat. Begin walking that left arm up, away from you, over your head, and then backwards towards the back of your head. Breathing here. Get a nice little spinal twist. And with the shoulder opening, keep drawing those hips in alignment with one another. They might want to shift off to the left. See if you can pull them back into the right. A couple more breaths here. You begin to walk that left hand back in front of the face. Pressing into that hand for the release. Bring that right arm all the way up. And exhale, release to center. Nice work. Focusing on nice slow movements and alignment. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, thread that left arm up. Thread that left arm under the right. You can walk that right hand up and back. Same thing, draw those hips back in towards the left a little bit if they want to shift to the right. Breathing here. Relaxing the side of the face, relaxing the neck. Breathing into the shoulder. Maybe the front of the chest. That right hand, release the left, counter pose, and release down. Go ahead and bring the hands forward a little bit. Making sure those fingers are spread again. And then really pressing through the V. So at the very bottom of the V between your pointer and middle finger, where that hand touches the mat, at the base of that V. Really press through that V. As we tuck the toes and press the hips up and back, Adho Mukha Savasana, down dog. Oh, and welcoming this pose back into our lives, back into our body. Bend the knees deeply. Really shift those hips up and back. Nice work. Roll the armpits in. Feel that spreading across the shoulder blades. Dropping the chest towards the mat. Begin to straighten the legs. Pressing through the heels, getting it all for a few breaths here. And then coming up on the toes, drop the knees and press back, child's pose. Keep the hands in the same position. Inhale back up, Adho Mukha Savasana. We're going to take just a few little breaks as we go through and kind of build back up. I know it's a lot for the upper body when we're coming right back into it. Breathing back into this down dog. I want you to roll over the toes, keeping the arms nice and strong. We're just coming into a plank. And then roll back. Hips up and back. And we're just going to do this a couple times. Inhale, rolling forward, plank, and then right back. As you roll forward again, it's one more opportunity to really Work through the spine here, one vertebra at a time. Last one coming forward. And back. Bring your toes to center behind you. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bending the knee. Step through, low lunge. Getting into the hips here. And taking everything again, nice and slow. Enjoying a few breaths in each position. Rock the hips. And then raise and lower the hips. And back knee comes to the mat. Untuck the toes. Squeeze your hips towards one another as you rise up through the torso. Inhale, arms up, Anjaneyasana. Maybe you open up the elbows, cactus arms, pressing that chest up towards the sky. Drop the hips towards the mat. On your next inhale, arms come back overhead. Exhale to the mat. Take the right foot out to the right edge of the mat. Hands come on the inside of that right foot. Roll the knee open. Roll onto the outer edge of that right foot. Lizard pose, continuing to work through the hips here. Drop them towards the mat. Maybe you keep some motion as we kind of re-lubricate the movement in our joints. Anything that may feel a little frozen or locked up, the movement can help versus just coming in and holding a pose. And as you're ready, bring that knee back into center, shimmy the right foot back to center, placing the fingertips in tents on the mat, palms are tented up. Tuck those left toes under. Straightening the leg, we're back into low lunge. From low lunge, take the right hand inside the right foot. Left arm opens up to the sky. Breaths here. And release. Frame that foot. Step back. Down dog. Beautiful hip series. A couple cleansing breaths here as you drop the chest towards the mat. Inhaling. And exhaling. And inhaling.
It looked like
Exhaling. One more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through. Low.
Morning. Started early today, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hip hook here. Rock the hips. And once you got those hips rocked out, maybe you go up and down. You drop that back knee to the mat. Untuck the toes. Walk that left foot out to the side. Roll it open. Both hands come on the inside. Work the hips. Again, everything in motion today. Raising and lowering the hips. When you work through that front hip flexor, maybe through the back of the left hip. So front of the right hip, back of the left hip. And did we do our Anjaneyasana? No, we did not. Walk that left foot back to center, Anjaneyasana now. Hug the hips towards one another as you raise that torso. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open to cactus arms. Keep dropping the hips as you raise the chest. Finding that balance. Finding that breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. We're going to be coming into that side angle. Tuck those back toes under. Coming back into the low lunge. Left hand inside the left foot. Right arm opens to the right. And release down. Frame the foot. Step back. Down dog. Beautiful set. Just a breath here. Exhale, knees come to the mat, hips back, child's pose. And inhaling forward. Coming into our last deep hip for the day. Tuck those toes, hips up and back. We're coming into Ekapada or a pigeon pose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring that shin right to the mat. Left foot tracks right behind you. Peek back, check that. You can have the leg pointing in towards the body. If you bring the shin towards parallel, flex the foot. Maybe you take a block to support that outer hip. Maybe you're up on your hands today. Maybe you're down on elbows, breathing into the back of the head. Finding that nice opening here in pigeon. Releasing anything built up or saved up over the last few weeks. Breathing into the tension here and letting it go. It's time for release. You did a good job. Whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been holding on to, you've done a great job. It's safe to let it go. Let's take a few more breaths here. I'm going to come up on my hand, but give it a few more good breaths here. Let's get as much work back out of our hips as we can. Got a little bit more time, but not much. When you're ready, if you haven't already walked back up onto the palms, go ahead and do so. Tucking those back toes under, pressing the hips up and back for release. I'm going to move the block out of the way for the moment as we set up on the left side. Left foot comes up and through. Right foot tracks straight behind you. Take that peek. Sometimes our bodies, the feeling can be deceiving. Use your eyeballs to verify. Maybe you tuck that block up and under. If that left hip is coming up off the mat, drop that right hip back down. Get nice and flat across the lower spine there. And then maybe you walk down onto your elbows. you still taking those nice deep breaths here? That should be your number one focus. Nice, smooth inhales and exhales. Maybe you come a little deeper. Maybe you've got a breath or two more in you. Are you finding that release? As you're ready, coming back up onto tall hands, tucking that back toe under, pressing those hips up and back to find that release, remove the block. Last breath here in down dog. Give it all you've got. Drop that chest, press those hips up and back, press through the heels, and knees drop to the mat. Swivel around, coming onto our backs. Grab your strap. This one. And if you're still seated, before we come all the way down onto our backs, let's get one just easy spinal twist here. So my knees are just together, heels come a little bit in towards the body. I'm going to take that right hand back, straighten the spine. And left arm can just come across to give you the twist. The most important part is getting that nice straight spine. And inhale through center, opposite direction. Grabbing behind the thighs and rolling down one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way down onto the mat. Take that left leg out straight. Flex the foot. Right knee comes into the chest. Interlace your fingers. Draw that knee in towards the chest. And actually tiny bit out to the side, so in towards the armpit. Keep pressing out through that left heel as the right knee comes into the armpit. See if you can get a stretch across the front of the thigh. Now you've got that strap nice and handy. Hook the ball of the right foot and straighten it. Again, being gentle with yourself with wherever you might be today. Maybe you had it all the way straight up to the sky or even beyond. And maybe today you're just working back towards that straight. That's beautiful. Work into that. Be with where you're at. Find your edge. Take both straps into the right hand, open that right leg to the right. Keep drawing those toes up towards the nose. Keep straightening out through the left foot as well, pressing through both heels. Breathing into whatever might come up. And then releasing it out through your exhale. So the same way that we breathe in the oxygen, that we breathe in the life that we need, and exhale for what to us is toxic, our carbon dioxide. As we exhale all the things we don't need, knowing that the earth itself, the plants themselves, use our carbon dioxide, what we cannot use, and creates it back into the oxygen that gives us life. Know that as we breathe out the things that no longer serve us, that energy is recycled and retransformed into something we can use again, like composting dirt. Let's compost any negative emotions, any coping mechanisms, any subconscious patterning that came from a belief that we didn't consciously choose or agree to. Let's let all that stuff go. Inhale up through center, exhale, the leg comes over to the other side. We're almost there. Just a few breaths here. This one tends to be a little bit more intense, but really breathe into that IT band. Find that opening from the knee to the hip. Really press out through that heel for a breath or two more. If you really have to focus on your breath, you're doing it right in order to keep breathing. Inhale up through center, bend the knee, release, last side. First that leg comes up straight, right leg now down on the mat, pressing out through both heels. Active in both legs. Finding that space of opening and growth for you today, wherever that is at. And then open that right leg out to the right. I know I gave my whole little spiel on the other side this way. We probably won't get quite as long on this side here today. So really give it the stretch, really breathe into it, because you're going to have less breaths on this side at this moment. Last breath, nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. On your next inhale, up through center. And over to the opposite side. The left leg comes across to the right. Find that IT band as you press out through the heel. Inhale up through center, bend that knee, release. Both legs come out long. With just a few moments left, let's close this out with a completion. Take that left ankle across the right knee. Both knees drop to the right, gaze out over the left shoulder. Supine spinal twist, the final one. Release in the lower back here. Inhale, center, switch the cross. Over to the left, gaze out over the right. center. Uncross, release the legs down. I've got us, I've got this time. I'm right on time, we're right on time. So take the moment here in Shavasana to allow the practice to settle in. You're coming to a nice straight spine. This is a very neutral position for the body. Open the arms out to the side. They're just a little bit away from the body, so nothing's touching each other. You look like a piece of Da Vinci art. Maybe adjust the neck. Find that perfectly center point at the back of the skull. That is where your head rests for the next few breaths. And for the next couple moments, see how much you can relax. Just intend for your body to relax and feel it obey you. Relax. Relax your whole back body into the mat. Relax your head and neck. Relax your forehead, down the front of your body, your belly, your thighs. Relax. Relax your mind. Relax your eyeballs where they sit in their sockets. Relax. Relax your fingers and your hands and your feet and your toes. Scan the body for any tension one more time. And bring in one more breath of relaxation. For just a moment, you are suspended in space. Nowhere to be and nothing to do. Infinity. Expanding out from a single point in time. Now. With a deeper inhale, bring the soles of your feet back to the mat. On an exhale, draw your knees into your chest. Interlace your fingers, wrap them and hug them. Rock the hips from side to side. Maybe you make some mini circles. And then go ahead and roll onto your side. Gently pressing up. Take your time though. Don't get dizzy. We still have a couple moments. Use your hands, the back of your hands come back to the knees. Closing out full circle class where we started in Sukhasana, easy seated position. Because there is one place, one intention, one emotion, one feeling, one calling where we can never go wrong. Let us bring that in now, and that is gratitude. Breathing in, a deep gratitude for life. Exhale, thank you. Breathing in, deep gratitude for our bodies. Exhale, thank you. Breathing in, deep gratitude for our connection to God and the divine. Exhale, thank you. One more deep inhale, gratitude. Exhale, thank you. And thank you for joining me for class today. Have a beautiful